The Battle of Megiddo, Ancient Warfare and Strategic Dominance. The Battle of Megiddo, fought in 1457 BC, stands as a monumental clash in ancient history and the first recorded military conflict documented in detail. It unfolded in the ancient Near East between the forces of Pharaoh Thutmose III of Egypt and a coalition of Canaanite city-states, led by the king of Kadesh. This conflict was not just a war over territory, it was a brutal struggle for dominance, one that would cement Thutmose III's legacy as one of ancient Egypt's greatest military leaders. The 15th century BC was a time of turmoil in the ancient Near East. Egypt, under the rule of the powerful 18th dynasty, sought to maintain control over its territories in Canaan and the Levant. However, the city-states in the region, weary of Egyptian dominance, banded together under the leadership of Kadesh, a formidable power in the region. Pharaoh Thutmose III, often referred to as the Napoleon of ancient Egypt, had just ascended to power after years of being sidelined by his stepmother, Hatshepsut, who served as regent. When he finally claimed full authority, Thutmose III was determined to restore Egypt's waning influence. The rebellion at Megiddo provided him the perfect opportunity to showcase his military prowess. Thutmose III, leading an Egyptian army of approximately 10,000 soldiers, embarked on a harrowing march toward Megiddo. The journey was treacherous, spanning nearly 150 miles from Egypt to the heart of Canaan. The army was composed of infantry, archers, and chariots, Egypt's cutting-edge war machines. The Canaanite coalition awaited him with an estimated 15,000 warriors, fortified within the walls of Megiddo and its surrounding hills. The route to Megiddo presented Thutmose with a fateful decision. There were three paths, one wide and safe, another moderately risky, and a narrow, treacherous pass through the mountains. Against the advice of his generals, who feared an ambush, Thutmose chose the narrow route. This bold decision, though fraught with danger, would prove decisive. The march through the narrow Aruna Pass was suffocating and eerie. The soldiers moved single file, hemmed in by towering cliffs. But to their astonishment, the Canaanite forces had not anticipated such a daring maneuver. The dawn of battle was marked by chaos and bloodshed. Thutmose III deployed his forces with precision, organizing them into three divisions. His chariots, sleek and deadly, formed the spearhead of the assault, supported by a wall of infantry armed with spears, shields, and bows. The Canaanite coalition, though numerically superior, was disorganized. They had expected Thutmose to take one of the safer routes, and their forces were scattered across the plains. The Egyptians struck like a thunderstorm, their chariots thundering across the battlefield, mowing down the unprepared Canaanite soldiers. Amidst the fray, the air was filled with the cacophony of war, screams of the dying, the clash of weapons, and the relentless pounding of hooves. Egyptian archers unleashed volleys of arrows, darkening the sky and raining death upon their foes. The ground became slick with blood as bodies piled up on both sides. The Canaanites, realizing their peril, retreated to the fortified city of Megiddo. In their panic, they left the city gates open, allowing the fleeing soldiers to flood in. However, this chaos also delayed the closure of the gates, a mistake that the Egyptians nearly exploited. With the Canaanite forces barricaded inside Megiddo, Thutmose III initiated a siege. Rather than launching a direct assault on the city's formidable walls, he ordered his troops to encircle the city, cutting off all supply lines. The Egyptians built a moat and wooden palisades to prevent any escape or reinforcements from reaching the city. The siege dragged on for 7 grueling months. Inside Megiddo, the situation grew increasingly dire. Starvation and disease began to take their toll on the defenders. The once proud coalition of city-states now faced the slow, agonizing collapse of their resistance. Thutmose III, ever the strategist, employed psychological warfare. He paraded captured Canaanite prisoners and loot outside the walls, demoralizing the defenders. Egyptian scribes recorded these events in chilling detail, immortalizing the suffering of Megiddo's inhabitants. Ultimately, the Canaanites were forced to surrender. The leaders of the rebellion, including the king of Kadesh, were captured. Thutmose III spared their lives but imposed severe terms of surrender. The coalition was dismantled, and Egypt reasserted its dominance over Canaan and the Levant. The spoils of war were immense. The Egyptians seized over 2,000 horses, 924 chariots, and untold amounts of gold, silver, and other treasures. The pharaoh's victory at Megiddo was immortalized on the walls of the Karnak temple, where detailed inscriptions provide a vivid account of the battle. The Battle of Megiddo was more than just a military victory. It was a demonstration of Thutmose III's brilliance as a tactician and a stark reminder of the brutality of ancient warfare. It solidified Egypt's position as a dominant power in the Near East and established Thutmose III as one of history's greatest warrior kings. But the shadow of Megiddo looms large over history. The site of the battle would witness numerous conflicts over the millennia, earning it the ominous reputation as the precursor to Armageddon, a term derived from the Hebrew name for the site, Har Megiddo. To this day, Megiddo symbolizes the devastating consequences of war and humanity's relentless struggle for power. The Battle of Megiddo stands as a testament to the ingenuity and ruthlessness of ancient military leaders. It highlights the high stakes of warfare in the ancient world, where victory could mean eternal glory and defeat could spell annihilation. For Pharaoh Thutmose III, Megiddo was a crowning achievement, but for the people of Canaan, it was a bitter reminder of Egypt's unyielding grip. In the end, the story of Megiddo is not just about strategy or power. It is a chilling narrative of ambition, sacrifice, and the relentless march of history. It serves as a dark chapter in humanity's enduring saga of conflict, a reminder that the thirst for dominance often comes at a devastating cost.